We have a major update on the retirement plans of John Cena, plus the latest on Money in the Bank 2025, and future plans for released WWE talent. It's all in the Cultaholic Wrestling news right now. Wabadoo! We won't see him for much longer. We couldn't see him to begin with. John Cena on his retirement tour. Yesterday, you and I sat here, Ross, as John Cena Sr. let slip that it looks as if Boston is going to be the landing site for Cena's final outing.
In December, but now James Stewart from 98.5 Sports Hub in Boston, which is where that event's going to take place, allegedly, tweets out John Cena's final match is being planned for the 13th of December 2025. WWE is looking for $1.5 million financial commitment from host cities, including Boston. WWE's full week takeover, as they call it, would start on the 12th. On the 10th. These dates you Americans do. It's the wrong way around. On the 10th of December, with community events. The 11th of December would have the Undertaker show, and the 12th would have SmackDown, and the 13th would have Saturday night's main event.
So it says host cities, including Boston, which suggests to me that Boston isn't etched in stone just yet as the final landing site for John Cena.
It tells me that maybe that's the going rate. If your city wants to host a WWE takeover weekender, as they're calling it, the 1.5 million is what you need to stump up to get them there.
That's what you want it to be there. Yeah. But it's the fact that this is going to be a takeover weekend, which is normally reserved for PLEs. This is going to be building to a Saturday night's main event, but the final Saturday night's main event and the final match of John Cena. And they're going to really go, we're not surprised by it. They were always going to go ham when it comes to Cena's final match. So it's the Undertaker's One Dead Man show where he drinks a bottle of Jack Daniels and goes, I'll tell you what, stop bringing Game Boys to the locker room, am I right? You'll have like SmackDown and then obviously loads of stuff to build in the community around there as well. So yeah, who do you put in as Cena's final opponent?
I can't
is
get
the question.
Yeah, the thought of Cody getting like the redemption arc of not only him, but
We're
also
still thinking Cody.
Turning Cena into an honourable man again is the final thing, and then the big old arm raise of Cena to Cody. That seems to be the way it might go, just based off how we are in the trenches with heel Cena at the moment.
What if it's a tag team match?
Oh,
does that feel cheap?
A little bit. It needs to be a bit more grandiose than a tag team match.
If it's Cena and Cody teaming up against maybe Rollins
John Cena
and
Senior and James Stewart from 98.5 Sports.
Get them guys in the ring. Get on with it. But hey, look, that's a long way away. John Cena's got plenty of other dates and a whole title reign still to get through. Money in the Bank is on the horizon, though. Michael Cole revealing on Raw that qualifying matches for Money in the Bank begin this Friday on SmackDown.
However, we have no idea who's in them.
No confirmation as to who will be part of it. So let's start punting ahead of June the 7th in California. Who's winning the Money in the Bank?
Obviously, Matthew of Botchamania fame on the Cultaholic Wrestling podcast has ruined my life because I think he was the one suggesting that maybe Sheamus gets it, and that's how he gets the final belt in his collection. That might just be a sentimental pick for us over here, but that would be nice, wouldn't it?
It would be. So Sheamus takes it and then goes, "I'm challenging for the Intercontinental title."
Just to round off me set, then he retires, and that's how he gets his off.
I do like that, but then I also like the idea that you've got this Money in the Bank briefcase is like the jeopardy for John Cena's title reign. Like John Cena as the hourglass is running down. Like that final moment he's in. Because that's, again, I thought that all this build for his final match suggests to me that I won't get my wish, which is like John Cena going, right, this is it. I'm not wrestling ever again. This is literally my final appearance. I'm walking up the ramp now. Goodbye. Then suddenly cash in, take the belt. But you need a proper hurrah for Cena to go. But you might still get that anyway. A lot of people have suggested Punk.
Oh, I know, it makes sense.
Yeah?
It makes a lot of sense.
Will
he not be otherwise engaged? Kill switch engaged on this Money in the Bank evening?
Because I would say, instead of having Punk win Money in the Bank, I'd have Punk challenge Cena at Money in the Bank.
It's the history, Thomas, the history.
It'd be 10 years, something like that. 14 years since they did the last time, so rolling back the years. He says Punk's already predicted it and teased it on his Insta. So maybe. Let us know who you think should have Money in the Bank down there.
It could be anyone.
Could be literally anyone. Here is someone, Mina Shirakawa. Fightful Select giving us an update on her AEW status.
Yeah, they're saying Mina Shirakawa is set to appear on AEW programming imminently and has been even discussed for an appearance over the next couple of weeks. It is believed that she's going to get a media push upon arriving in the company. And so she should.
As she should do. I know Mariah May is keen to see her again, but then will we really see much of Mariah May?
Maybe that's what keeps Mariah May in AEW.
Do you know what? It might be a little bargaining chip if we have, hey, come hang out with your mate Mina Shirakawa for a little bit.
Or it puts the asking price from a WWE perspective up a little bit more because she's like, well, my best pal's over here. What are you going to do for me? Money's my second best friend,
Another bag of money. But if Mariah May does end up going, I think you've got Mina Shirakawa and Toni Storm to work some magic there. As you want an immediate push, you've got the story already there.
Yeah.
You drove my friend away. I'm coming for your title. It could be that. It could be as simple as that. A return for a possible return on the cards for somebody who's been away from WWE for ages.
Almost a full year. A leg injury has kept NXT stalwart, NXT great Kiana James out of action. But in a new update, Kiana James's render has appeared on her WWE.com profile page, suggesting that things are in motion and a return is not too far away.
It's a shiny new render.
Yeah, the business bitch. She arrives in a helicopter via LED board. It's not a real helicopter, but then she walks down the ramp. She does the business in the boardroom and the business in the ring. She's very good.
She's a business lady.
Yeah.
We could see a business lady in the ring, but there is business at hand for ex-WWE talent. Last week we talked about a swathe of releases from the company. A lot of people not letting the grass grow, including one Shotsy.
Yeah, she's going to be on MLW show on the 26th of June. Sources within MLW say Shotsy will make her debut on that night and be part of a number of shows in the future, which is being met with excitement by the MLW locker room, apparently. MLW sources tell Fightful that Shotsy will have a reasonable freedom with regards to who she faces, or a little bit of creative control. Ooh!
Well, if you drive a tank towards the booking room, of course you're going to get creative control.
With a match against Shoko Nakajima reportedly on the cards.
A few people have gone, hang on, how come she's doing that now? I think that people do forget that Shotsy wasn't like a release in the current, as many were. It was a release in the sense that her contract is expiring,
Not
they're
being
not renewing
renewed, yeah.
it. So that's why she can jump back into the Indies a little bit quicker than others. The former Gigi Dolin, Priscilla Kelly, returning to the indie circuit with her first show back. It'll be at Pro Wrestling Revolver's Cage of Horrors. She's getting in there with her fella, Zachary Wentz.
What a rivalry this could be, Tom. You left the bloody washing in the washing machine. I've hung it up again.
Loser does the dishes. They can have some fun with that one. Priscilla Kelly on the independent scene is
a different kettle of fish.
Different. Bro, it's different kettle of fish. It's a terrifying thought. There's one particular video that springs to mind that involves Priscilla Kelly on the independent scene, and I think you know it. And if you don't, don't look it up on a work computer. Away we go.
It's fair to say she was fairly diluted in the NXT shed, but so to speak. Yeah.
Periodically diluted. Now, Cora Jade, now known once more as Elena Black, already announced for multiple indie events, including Black Label Pro. She's doing Destiny. She's got a whole swathe of shows for GCW. Not wasting any time. Getting back out there.
Way aye.
Someone suggested she might be taking the Mustafa Ali approach and just hitting every indie imaginable just to throw yourself back into it.
Way aye.
I think the most exciting development comes from Braun Strowman's camp, though.
So during the NBC upfront, it was announced that Braun Strowman will host a new show called Everything on the Menu. The press release reads, Everything on the Menu with Braun Strowman is a new food format with a big appetite. Each episode, join WWE legend Braun Strowman as he eats his way across America while on the road for the WWE. Ordering everything on every menu, trying to down every last bite. So he's going to go to every diner on the road in between arenas and get the whole menu.
Just I love the idea that these mom and pop diners on the highway going, we've had to close. He's eating everything. And then in the background, there's Braun Strowman eating a chair. I have to eat everything.
I remember seeing one of his breakfasts. I reckon he could see off an entire menu.
Oh, without
I remember seeing one of his breakfasts. I can't remember what was on there, but there was lots of it. It was fantastic.
It's going to be kind of like a cookery show meets Dryner's Dive-Ins and Dives meets Mukbang. With Braun Strowman just bursting, going, give me all the food.
I'm intrigued to see, because he said, I think it was Bill Apter, wasn't it, saying that he's got a sort of agreement with WWE that he can come back for sort of 3 and 4 month spurts at a time.
Yeah.
But the first time I might see him again, he might just look like Viscera.
He's gonna be just a big old boy. But it's interesting that it's WWE producing this, because again, it leans into that relationship that WWE had with Braun Strowman. This being sort of a hangover from something they wanted to do with him away from the ring. I can't wait to see it. I think it's going to be hilarious. I think if he's not in a Waffle House with Muscle Man Malcolm, then there's been a great opportunity missed for him to go, I'll have every single thing on the menu. There's like a million things on the Waffle House.
I tell you what, though, this makes me think about Beard Meets Food. Get him on there.
Oh.
Get him to challenge Adam. Come on, Adam.
He'd love that.
Jesus, get Braun Strowman on.
I'd love to see that.
None of this nonsense with Ben Foster eating fish and chips half-arsedly. Get Braun Strowman on and eat the plate as well.
Ben Foster called out. Let's flip and go. You got to hold and give, but at the right time.
And the right time is 4 p.m. today on the Hold and Give YouTube channel. We are continuing our Sunderland career mode. They're doing all right in real life, Tom. They're on the brink of promotion.
Yeah.
I did that years ago. We're in the Premier League now. It's like 3 years or 4 years in the future. But yeah, 4 o'clock BST, I'll be there.
Play along with Ross today on the Hold and Give YouTube channel. And for the very latest wrestling news at any time, you can check out Cultaholic.com. Stay safe and love you. Bye.